Good evening, Tottenham fans. Pochettino has told journalists that the squad we have now has more quality than the squad he had in 2014 when he first took over. Now, people were mistaking it for the squad and team that he had when they were in full prime Poch mode in the 2016-17 season. That's not the case. When he first took over Spurs in 2014, his team was completely different to the team that was challenging Chelsea for the Premier League title and Leicester. So it got me to thinking, if Poch can get that side, and I'll show it to you in a minute. I've got Poch's first 11, and I'll bring it up in a minute. I'll bring up the first 11 when everyone's fit for the squad we have now, and I'll do my combined 11 of what kind of team he had and what team he's going to come into. Look how well he did with the first time he came in here. So let me just get into it because I'm babbling a bit. This is his 2014 team here. So when he first came in, remember, so let me just explain this. You got Lloris in there, Cole Norton at right back. This was his first 11 he put out on the first day of the season. I think this was against West Ham, Eric Dyer's debut. I think Eric Dyer scored the winner. And Cole Norton was right back because Kyle Walker was injured for this game. But Kyle Walker wasn't the Kyle Walker that we all know today. This was the up-and-coming Kyle Walker. Then it's Eric Dyer and Kabul, an aging Kabul at centre-backs. Then we've got Danny Rose, but remember, this isn't the Danny Rose that excelled under Poch. This was Danny Rose when Poch first came in, so completely different. Then you've got Bentaleb and Capoue in the midfield, with Ericsson in the number 10 role, with Aaron Lennon on the right, Lamela on the left, and Adebayor up front. Now, that was the team that he came into. Still won the game, by the way. But this is the game he came into, the team he came into. And now if you compare this to the 2026 team that he may have if they stay fit, but that never happens. But if they did stay fit, you would have Vicario, Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, Udogi, Paulinho, Gallagher, Maddison, Simmons, Kudos, Solanke. That's my first 11, I think. There is obviously a really strong bench compared to the bench of the 2014. You've also got to take into context that Harry Kane was in the 2014 team, but he wasn't a first teamer when Poch first came in. He was coming off the bench scoring goals for Tim Sherwood, but he still wasn't that guy yet. So that's why I haven't added him in just yet. So Pochettino got all of those players that I was talking about in the 2014 here. He developed a team into a title-winning team from this, which for me is very, very impressive. Now, he's going to be starting with roughly this. If Paulinho gets taken on, of course. If that's not Paulinho, that could be Bergvall, that could be Sarr, that could be Gray. You know, the substitutions, the options he's going to have is much broader than what he had in 2014. You got to add Tell to that, Odegaard to that as well. The two more youngsters. You've got Sousa now on the left-hand side, Jed Spence as well, that can fill in and right back there. So he's got lots and lots of options compared to what he had in 2014. Now, this would be my combined 11. So basically what I mean by this is what players in 2014 would get into our squad now when he first took over. Now, I've done this. So Lloris for Vicario. But Kyle Walker in, obviously, he's not the same Kyle Walker as he was when he hit full form under Poch. But I'm putting him in just to give it a bit of fairness. Yang Vertonghen was also injured for that first game, but I'm putting him in over Romero and Van der Ven on the left-hand side there. Udogi on the left over Rose, only because Rose was not even developed yet into that prime left-back. But obviously, if it was prime Rose, I'll be putting Rose in there instead. But then you've got Gallagher and Paulinho instead of Bentaleb and Capoue, which is okay for me. I put Ericsson in over Maddison only because I think Ericsson, I don't know. He was brilliant, absolute brilliant number 10. He was, so it's very hard to replace Ericsson. I've put Simmons over Lamela, and I've put Kudos over Aaron Lennon. Even though I really rate Aaron Lennon, I thought Aaron Lennon was absolutely exceptional. Aaron Lennon would probably get you more numbers than Kudos, to be fair. And I've put Adebayor instead of Solanke because I just think Adebayor was an absolute unit, absolute monster in that number 9 role, especially under Tim Sherwood. He was absolutely exceptional. I would obviously put Harry Kane there, but he wasn't even in the first team in Poch's 2014 team. He was on the bench that day. So not counting him just for those reasons. But Adebayor over Solanke. But you guys have got to tell me who else would you swap over out of all these players? So this is the team again that he started with in 2014, and he absolutely turned them into a title-winning side. He had Paul Mitchell with him, by the way, signing players. Maybe Paul Mitchell's out of work at the moment. Maybe we can get him back in and form the duo back again, because what he ended up doing, obviously, Kane went up front there. He signed Son Heung-min on the left-hand side there. We got in, obviously, Lamela stayed. And we got Ericsson. We signed in Dele Alli for 5 million, who is one of my favourite players ever, Dele Alli. Absolutely brilliant. Then Dembele came in here in the midfield, and Wanyama. See, Wanyama and Dembele, that 2016-17 team kills the team we have now at the minute. If Poch can turn that team we have now into the 2017 team, but even better, that would be absolutely insane. Obviously, Toby came in the centre back as well, and Kyle Walker and Rose absolutely excelled under Pochettino. So, summary of all of that: Pochettino didn't come into a super squad. He actually built the squad up. There's so many people telling me that Poch couldn't win with this super team, the best team we've ever had, and he couldn't win. Great. But he built that team. He's the guy that built them up to be that good. He's very, very good with youngsters. We've got a wealth of youngsters coming through. So maybe Poch can really develop some of these. Some of the players we think that are not that great at the moment, he might excel them up until another level. Sousa, for example, we don't know how he's going to turn out, but what if he ends up like another Danny Rose? Then you've got Spence on the other side, could be the next Kyle Walker. You've got Xavi Simons, that could be the next Ericsson. You've got we need another striker because we ain't going to have another Harry Kane out of what we've got at the minute. But maybe he'll sign someone, or maybe one of our youth players will come through. He's still got people like Vuskovic to come back, Mikey Moore. There's so much for Poch to work with. It's absolutely insane. So he's going to have a wealth of talent compared to what he had in 2014. And so basically what I'm saying in this video is he built a team in 2014. It took him a year or so to really develop it, but not as long as what we think it might be this time. I think it would develop quicker. Pochettino seems to think that the team we have now is more quality than what he started with in 2014. So he's got a sort of head start, if that makes sense. If he can get these guys up to the same level as the 2016-17 side who finished on 86 points, that would be absolutely insane. Spurs will be challenging again. I think Poch is the guy. I really do. I think he's the guy that will change things around for us. If we got a better DOF, if we got a better scouting team, a better recruitment team in to help Pochettino, because it doesn't have to be super amount of millions. Remember, Dele Alli was 5 million from Milton Keynes. So it's about your recruitment. If you can get your recruitment right and you can sign top players for 20 million. Look, for example, Haaland was 52 million for Manchester City. And in today's money, that's not a lot for one of the best finishers in the world. Do you know what I mean? So you can find these players and you can get a really top squad if you scout and recruit properly. That's the key. And if you've got someone like Poch who loves Spurs, who's got a great philosophy, strong in defense, strong in attack, high press, high energy, physical side that he builds, we will compete really well in the Premier League. I really do think so. So I really hope that this new manager, Igor Tudor, comes in, gets us out of relegation, saves us, pushes us up the table, has a little run in the Champions League, maybe to the quarterfinals, hopefully, get a bit of money in, give it to Poch. Poch does his job after he comes in after the summer, and I'll be absolutely happy. And I think so many Spurs fans would be a lot happier. I just think they would be a lot better off. I think they'd be a lot more optimistic. The vibes would be so good in the stadium again. You know, people would be singing Pochettino's name. The football would be better. Would be defensively structured. The players will be a lot happier. You know, the players will look a lot better as well. By the way, you know, I don't think these players are as bad as what, you know, we've been seeing. I honestly believe that Frank really got the worst out of these players. He really did. I think he's absolutely poor manager, and I'm really so glad that he's gone. And hopefully this is the corner now that we can turn and push on and give Pochettino a 5-year contract and try and get back to the big time again. I know there's a lot of you that don't believe that Pochettino can do it again, but I seriously do believe it, and I will back him with everything. And you can clip this video if you want, because I am so certain that Pochettino will be successful that I don't even care what I say about it. I really do think he will be successful. Let me know in the comments what you think of the 2014 team, the 2026 team, the combined 11 that I did. What would you change in that? Thank you for watching, and come on, you Spurs.